and I know that you're busy, so I'm going to jump right in and introduce our guest, Miriam O'Connor, owner of Utopia Healing Center in New Jersey. Thank you, Miriam, for taking time to answer some of these questions for us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I don't want to leave anything out. I'm just going to let you tell folks a little bit about your background in health and wellness and how long you've been in the field.
Okay, I started my journey in the field of health and wellness almost 30 years ago. It'll be 30 years in July, actually, as a chemist and a microbiologist in a pharmaceutical company. So essentially, I worked in the lab, quality control, and I tested everything from the raw material, the compounded batch of medication, and the finished product for efficacy as well as safety and purity. So FDA regulations, et cetera, compliance was all extremely important. And I did that for about 7 years, but I am a people person, so I decided to go back to school, got my degree in pharmacy, got licensed, and I was a community pharmacist at a big chain, big box pharmacy for 20 years because I wanted to help people get their health under control and feel better. But what I found out was although medications were amazing in helping people in acute cases, we failed at chronic care. So when they had chronic conditions, they weren't getting well. The medications were serving as a Band-Aid to control symptoms primarily, and then more medication to control side effects. So I got my certification in holistic health, and I'm a holistic health practitioner now, and I did some training in ozone, et cetera, and I opened Utopia Healing Center in 2015. And in doing that, I was a health detective. I wanted to uncover the core issues causing those symptoms and help my clients really get control of their health and find true wellness and not live with all those annoying symptoms. And that's what I do. I do energy testing and all of that other stuff. And when this opportunity was presented to me, I was extremely excited.
Awesome. Well, and I'm sure you've come in contact with many different types of supplements on the market, just like I have. Tell us a little bit about this HGH gel and how it's unique to other HGH products on the market.
Well, when this was introduced to me in my practice, I utilized homeopathy. So when this was introduced to me, I was extremely excited. The HGH gel we're speaking of here has an FDA registration and a national drug code, so that was exciting for me because having been in the industry, the pharmaceutical end of things, I know how important that is, as well as, as having to follow set regulations and compliance and having to do the testing and everything else to have this on the market. The way this is different, and this was the exciting part for me, whereas in pharmaceuticals or other HGH injections, you're putting in large quantities of exogenous substance into the body and kind of overwhelming the organs and the system. When you're working with this gel, as a homeopathic dilution, you're microdosing. So the concept behind homeopathy is like treats like, and when it's microdosed to the minimum effective dose, at 30x dilution, we're putting in a tiny, tiny amount of the substance, somatropin, into the body, not to overwhelm the organs, but to kind of wake the body up and allow it to do what it's intended to do. I mean, our bodies are amazing. They have the capacity to heal themselves. Cells regenerate. All of those things can take place if we give our body the right things. And this was an amazing opportunity to do exactly that. We're putting in a tiny amount, and by doing that, we're kind of waking up the pituitary to, I have to do something. And we're getting the pituitary to release and secrete growth hormone as it naturally would for the individual taking it. So it's very customized. The body is going to do what it's able to do for your specific needs and your specific condition where you're at the time that you start taking it. And that was very exciting for me.
Right. And that is kind of the beauty of homeopathic. And this being a 30x dilution, we really are talking about significant frequency and, frequencies work in incredible ways in the body. And like you said, just triggering the body to do what it's designed to do.
I mean, homeopathy's been around for centuries, and the benefit of it is it's extremely safe, but it's extremely effective.
Very powerful.
Powerful stuff we're talking about here.
So tell us a little bit about who developed this product. How long has it been in use?
Okay, so the formulator of this product is Alex Goldstein, and he's developed several hundred products actually over his career. And this product is his flagship product. It's been around for almost 14 years. It's something that he believed in. He knew how effective and how important it was because growth hormone is our healing and youth hormone. So he decided to take that and utilize that in this business, in a business model that's been very effective to get it into the hands of many people. And because it has the NDC, National Drug Code, as an over-the-counter product, you don't need a prescription, and many people can reap the benefits of having this readily available without a doctor's prescription and without the side effects.
Gotcha. So he's been using this for a really long time, even though it's now just available to kind of the mass market. So he's been able to.
It was in a store. It was being sold in a store in California, and it was on a few of his own websites. So when he was approached about utilizing a different marketing plan to get this out to the masses, he decided to go with that.
Gotcha.
So it's not something you can buy anymore on websites because those were his websites that, he controls.
Gotcha. Now, are there any drug or disease interactions that anyone should be concerned with?
No, again, as a homeopathic remedy, it's extremely safe and effective. Having said that, I always encourage my clients to let their physician, if they're under a physician's care for anything, let them know what they're using. But in and of itself, there are absolutely no drug-drug interactions with this, and it could really benefit anybody.
Okay, what about, talk to us about some of the other ingredients, and I know that there are a couple other homeopathic dilutions in there as well.
Absolutely, and that's what really makes this an amazing product. So as you know, as you may or may not know, the pituitary gland is part of the endocrine system, which composes there are other glands within that endocrine system. So what Alex did with this product is he also included two other ingredients, one for thyroid support and one for the adrenals. So also in homeopathic microdose dilutions. So effectively what happens with these things, the thyroidinium, which is at an 8x dilution, helps to support the thyroid gland. So I know a lot of people with the thyroid hormone, you get the ups and downs, etc. And the third ingredient, which is the used to suppress cortisol release, excessive cortisol release out of the adrenals. And as we know, cortisol release, excess cortisol in the bloodstream causes inflammation in the body, that gut, the visceral fat around the waist. It's our stress hormone. So by controlling that and balancing the hormone and triggering the pituitary to start secreting the growth hormone again, we're really addressing multiple concerns and really bringing about a powerful wellness tool. People can experience a lot of benefits with this one gel.
Yeah, well, speaking of those benefits, what are some of the things people are noticing after using this?
The first thing I think almost everybody across the board notices within the first month is better sleep. And as we know, sleep is critical to overall health. In order to have those vivid dreams that people are experiencing, you have to reach REM sleep, that deep quality healing sleep. And that's the first thing everybody's noticing. Beyond that, they're noticing improvement in energy, faster healing and recovery of their muscles and joints, etc., better mood, hair and skin is growing. Our skin tends to get very thin as we age, and people are noticing that their skin is firming up and tightening up. Some are noticing weight loss. Across the board, people are noticing that their body shape is changing. If they're exercising, etc., they're noticing the muscle definition, the muscle mass. They're losing the inches. And that's just so far. I mean, the product, as far as how long it's been in the market. In this type of a business model, it hasn't been long, so it's very impressive to see people experiencing all those benefits so early on. But I would say within 6 months, that's really going to be the balance, the tipping point where most of the people will notice all of these changes and improvements, which are really the things that growth hormone does for us.
Right, right. Well, I definitely have noticed the deep, vivid dreams for sure, and feeling much more rested, and even sleeping longer than I normally do, 8 or 9 hours, which is crazy for me. So I'm enjoying that part of it. So tell us, is there an ideal age group for this? I know, I'm 50 years young, and so I know that's ideal for our age group. Are there any kind of age limit?
Well, this product is intended for anybody 18 and up. Our bodies start, the amount of growth hormone in our bodies is on the decline from our mid-20s. So, yes, an 18-year-old may still be having the growth hormone secreted, but they could use this, especially the athletes, to improve healing, etc. But really, anybody over the age of 25 would benefit from it. And the older you get, the more benefits you're going to notice, because the less of the growth hormone is being secreted by the pituitary.
Right. And going back to the benefits, if you're listening to this call, you can go onto the website, and they do kind of map out 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, things you can expect to see over a 6-month period. Can you talk to people about, how long they would need to stay on this?
That is an excellent question, because what we're dealing with is homeopathy, and homeopathy doesn't have set rules. It's going to work with your body naturally. So therefore, you do need to give it 6 months. I mean, some people are noticing results within a few days. They are the anomaly. Typically, I would say 1 month, the first 4 weeks, you're going to start noticing something. And as time goes on, as the levels start increasing little by little naturally, you're going to notice more and more of those benefits. So I would give it a minimum of 6 months, but look forward to all those benefits. And people experience it at different rates. You might experience it a little bit faster, but I would give it 6 months, which, even with medication, you have to give it time to, to do what it's intended to do, maximum effect.
Right. And talk to people about the best way to use this. I know that we typically use it for 5 days on and 2 days off. So I use mine Monday through Friday and then take Saturday and Sunday off. But kind of tell folks the best way to apply it and how to use it.
So there's a little bit of a differential with men and women. Men tend to need more. They weigh more. They're bigger. So for men, 2 pumps twice a day for 5 days on, 2 days off. And for women, typically 1 pump twice a day. They could use it more, but you have to listen to your body and see how you feel if you're using more. 5 days on, 2 days off. The best place to apply this is to the thin parts of your skin where you see the veins, because it's going to absorb through the skin and directly into the bloodstream through those veins. So you want to put it on your wrist, the back of the hand, your forearm, the back of the knees, even top of the feet. Wherever you see veins, you can apply this. And personally, I would say don't apply it with your hand, because your hand is a thick skin. I use my wrist to rub it in. So why waste I don't waste any of it. So I use my wrist and I rub it in and I alternate sites. And the reason you alternate sites is you don't want one site to get overused. So you rotate the sites. And 5 days on, the reason you take the 2 days off is the 2 days gives your body an opportunity to do a little bit catch up. So you want to rest it, give your body time to digest what's happening, and react to it. So 5 days on, 2 days off, thin parts of the skin. And I always tell all my clients, make sure you're hydrated. It's going in the bloodstream, you're circulating. It does dissipate pretty quickly. So drink water, make sure your skin is not dry, and that's just going to maximize the effectiveness of it.
Gotcha. So tell folks, because I know people who are listening to this call are most likely health practitioners. Maybe they have a clinic like yours, or maybe even a gym owner. How is this product sold in a clinical setting or practice setting?
So there are a couple of ways of doing it. I mean, obviously they can purchase the smaller packs and try it out and then sign up their clinic as, as a corporate account. As a corporate account, they're able to buy minimum of 40 bottles at $89 each and then retail it at their clinic or gym, etc., at the full price of any $149 or $169, depending on what they choose to do. The other way they can do it, depending on how frequently they see their clientele, is offer them maybe sell their first bottle and then give them the website to go on and put themselves on auto ship so that they're never out. And if there's any glitches, they can always go to the business and purchase right off the shelf. But those are the two ways that I would recommend that I've done.
Okay, right. So typical retail is $169, and they're getting 40 bottles at $89 each. That's a pretty great markup. And then if their patient or client wanted to purchase online, I believe the online price retails $169, or if they are if they're on auto ship, it's $149. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And, I like the auto ship option. I give that to my clients only because it assures that they have it in their hands on a regular basis.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, great. Is there anything you'd like to leave with us before we end the call?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I've been asked the question as to why isn't it FDA approved and where are the white papers? So here's the story with that. The raw material we use is the somatropin, which has been extensively studied. There are clinical trials have been done and the white papers are done. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We got the FDA registration because we're utilizing that specific raw material, and all the research has been done on it. We just had to get a registration stating that that's what we're going to use in a gel formulation. So that's the difference between an approval and a registration. Approval is for pharmaceuticals that are prescription only, so they do have to go through a much longer, more time as well as expense to get it approved by the FDA. But once the research is there, if a company is going to use that same raw material to make a formulation as an over-the-counter, they don't need to repeat the whole process. They can just utilize the information that's already been obtained through extensive studies.
Right. And to my knowledge, there are no supplements that are FDA approved anyway. They don't approve
so this
supplements
is really,
or homeopathic, which is totally fine. Okay. And so, that's really great information. And I think, like you said, and we're talking about a homeopathic transdermal. Now, this is the only transdermal formulation on the market, correct?
Absolutely. And the thing to note is that there are other products that are, human growth hormone. Two things to know. Well, one main thing is oral supplementation of human growth hormone is not going to be absorbed. It's not really going to do anything for anyone because what happens is that gets broken down in the saliva. So over 90% gets broken down in the saliva, and the balance of it gets broken down in the gut with the gastric juices. So essentially, you're not having anything absorbed. The second difference is, you're talking about the other option would be the injectables. The problem with injectables is, first of all, it's extremely expensive and it's invasive. You're injecting large doses of crude substance into the body, more beyond what the body is intended to have at any given time. So I know, like as healthcare professionals, we talk to our clients, our patients about the excessive use of laxatives. You use something overly, your body stops responding. So same concept with this, with the injectables. You're putting in more than what your body would naturally make. And your body is going to, respond to that in the negative way. So you're dealing with side effects, a lot of side effects, and invasive and expensive. And we don't have to worry about any of that with this gel. It's cost efficient, it absorbs well, and there are no side effects, and it's extremely effective. And those are all great things.
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited about it, and can't wait to start getting more results the longer that I'm on it. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for joining this call, those of you who have taken time to listen, and be sure to get back with the person that invited you on the call, and they can help set up an account for you and get you started. Thanks so much, Miriam.
Have a great day. It was a pleasure being on this call. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.